Vanakkam, Namaste, welcome to day 2. In the beginning, I'll take 5 minutes to recap whatever we have discussed yesterday. Then possibly you have some confusion, some questions, so I'll take up your questions and then I'll unfold today's discussions. So what we have discussed yesterday is the purpose of being human is to live in harmony. Correct? So what is the purpose of being human? To live in harmony. When we say I'm in harmony, which means I'm in harmony at every walk of my life. Harmony within, harmony with family members, harmony with society, harmony with nature, harmony with existence. This is the whole expanse of our being. Every moment we are living from ourselves to the whole existence. So to live from ourselves to the whole existence, we need to understand. Right? Because the domain of understanding gives direction to the domain of feelings. Feelings to thoughts, thoughts to behavior. So what is most important, the topmost priority for human being is the right understanding. Okay. It's written as right understanding. The reason it is written as right understanding, because it is right understanding. It is not only understanding. Often we have confusion between settle down, between what is right and what is not right. There is possibility that something which is right for me may not be right for you. And this is the whole fight. Husband says that this is right, wife says that this is not right. HOD says this is right, the faculty says this is not right. This is the whole fight. So let us try and understand what is right. What is right? So whatever is naturally acceptable to me is right. Whatever is not naturally acceptable to me is not right. If you are in confusion whether it's right or it's not right, a simple scale. What is that scale? If something is right for me, it should be right for my parents. Correct? It should be right for my spouse. It should be right for my siblings, my colleagues, my friends, and every single human being living on the face of the earth. If it is right for every single human being living on the face of the earth, that is right. If it is right for, let us say, 50% of the people, and for the 50% of the people this is wrong, even if it is right for all the people living on the face of the earth minus one, still it is not right. I'll give you some statement and check that whether these statements are right, this is right or this is wrong. Okay? You want to live happily. Is this right for everyone? You want to have a feeling of trust. You want to have a feeling of respect. You want to have a feeling of affection. You want to have a feeling of guidance. You want to have a feeling of care. You want to nurture your body. You want to participate in ensuring harmony within. You want to participate in ensuring harmony in the family. All these things are right. And if you develop yourself to live with the right, everybody around you are happy and okay with it. You want to live with the feeling of relation, right or wrong? Right. If you live with the feeling of relationship with other, what do you think? The other will have any issues? No one would have issue if you develop yourself to try to live with the right. And that is what the meaning of right understanding. Right understanding, which means understanding the harmony at each of our being, individual, family, society, nature, and existence. So yesterday we started understanding harmony in an individual. We are trying to understand what is the meaning of human being. We all are human beings. But then what is the meaning of human being? So human being has got only one unit, or human being is the coexistence of two individual units? What do you think? Are you only the body? Are you only the self? No. So self is there, the body is there, and the human being is the coexistence of self and body. These two things are there, right? On the chart, there are three things written: right understanding, relationship, and physical facility. Look at the body on the chart. Where you will put the body? Where you will put the body on the chart? That's it. This is body. This is self. Okay? You all are having different types of needs, different requirements. You start listing down your needs, and then you will find that you can easily categorize those needs into two. The one, continuous need, and the other is temporary needs. Your one type of need will get fulfilled by physiochemical things, by products, by material things. Your other type of need will get fulfilled only with right understanding and right feelings. So all those physiochemical needs are the needs of the body. Cloth is the need of the self or the need of the body? Need of the body. Car. Do you need any vehicle to travel? Do you need any vehicle to travel? Do you need any vehicle to travel? Do you need any vehicle, or whenever you want to transport your body from one destination to the another destination, you need a vehicle? Yesterday I have seen that some of you sitting in this workshop hall travel through whole Chennai. Right? You keep traveling or not? Yes. And to travel the self, do you need vehicle? Only when you want to transport body, you need a vehicle. A body is a material. So to transport one material from one place to the another place, you need a vehicle. Otherwise, by sitting in this hall, often you go to US, UK, Canada, Japan, Chennai, Madurai, right, Kanchipuram. Most of you were sitting in this hall, but at the same time, you were also in your department, right? What is happening in the department? What is happening in the university? Didn't you? So you can travel without vehicle. But to transport your body, you need a vehicle. Are you able to see this difference? So one type of need is the physical facility. This need is temporary in nature. Is there any need of physical facility is continuous in time? Is there any need of the body is continuous in time? Food? Continuously or temporary? Water? Shelter? Right? All these are temporary needs. Yeah. Oxygen? Temporary or continuous? Temporary. Who all think that the oxygen is continuous? Raise your hand. Very good. Very good. Very good. And do the exercise. Do the exercise. Those who have raised the hand, do this small exercise. Keep only inhaling. Don't exhale. Only inhale. Possible? So breathing, respiration is a process, and this process involves inhaling and exhaling. So you inhale, then it stops, and then you start exhaling. Heart beating, right? So it beats. It's in, out, expansion, contractions, expansion, contractions. If you start observing every single cell of your body, you will find that every single cell is expanding and contracting. So neither the expansion is continuous, nor the contraction is continuous. So if you look at body and the need of the body, you will find that it is intermediate. There are stops. It's not continuous. Continuous, which means every moment. See, breathing is a continuous process, or can you stop breathing? Can you stop breathing? Okay, do it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do the experiment. Try and stop your breathing. Can you hold your breath even for a few seconds or not? Right? You can hold it, right? But even when you are holding your breath and even when you are breathing properly, both the time you need to have this feeling of respect.
Excuse me, sir. I need a small clarification. Myself, Kannan, sir, from KRC Trichy. Since body is a material thing, the parts in the body also material thing. If so, if we consider brain, it is continuously working. So why not we can say body also continuous?
Yeah.
Think about this heart. As per your statement, it is not working continuously. There is a break in inhaling and breathe out. But what about this brain?
We'll talk about it. We're just talking about the needs. Okay? We'll do a very systematic study of human being, a scientific study of human being. Right? See, in this workshop hall, since yesterday, we are conducting a very scientific research. In the modern science, we conduct research in the conducive environment, a laboratory. Okay? And then we do the research only on that particular matter or particular particle. But what here we are saying, we are conducting this research in the whole universe. Look at what I'm asking you. You want to live with a feeling of relationship or opposition? So you are having this direct observation within. So the first step of research is you are researching within, investigating within, that I want to live with a feeling of relationship or opposition. But just by that you are not concluding. Listen to your neighbor, what he is saying, relationship or opposition. Right? And then listen to everyone. So the sample is the whole universe. And I am one of the part of this sample. Such a systematic research we are doing. So we are not asking you to assume on something. What we are asking to keep exploring within. So we are trying to explore the meaning of human being. Human being is the coexistence of self and body. These are the two different realities. We'll do a very systematic study of these two realities. Let us talk about the first thing, the need. These two needs are same or different. You need happiness, you also need food. Correct? Both of these things are required or not required. When it comes in a time, the need of the food is temporary, but the need of happiness is continuous. Okay? When it comes to the quantity, the need of food is quantitative. It's limited. You may go to have your breakfast on a buffet, a lot of food is available, but out of that lot of food, you can consume only this much. Things which is required for you. Do you consume and eat everything which is being served on the buffet? Can you? If the capacity of your stomach is, let us say, 5 idlis, and there are 50 idlis, can you finish all those 50 idlis at one go? Why? Idli, right? It's a good thing. It's a food, nutritious food. But why can't you finish 50 idlis at one go? You have 25 dresses in your wardrobe. Can you put on all those 25 dresses at one time? You have 20 sandals. Can you wear all those 20 sandals in one time? Are you able to see that the need of the body is very limited? It's very limited. Even if you have in abundance, you can't consume it. Right? So we can do the correct assessment of how much physical facility is required for me and how much physical facility is required for my family member. This is qualitative. Either you are happy or the lack of happiness is unhappiness. There is no more happiness, less happiness. In fact, whenever you say, I am very happy today, you mean to say that I am very excited today. Right? I am little happy today. What is the meaning of that little happiness? Little happiness, which means my level of excitement is less today. So the more, less, very, little, all these are the excitement. But when we say happiness, happiness is the state of being in harmony within. So either you are in harmony or the lack of harmony is disharmony. Either you have a feeling of trust at this moment or the lack of feeling of trust, which means mistrust at this moment. So this need is qualitative. Both these things are required. Right? Both these things are required. I come from
happiness versus excitement.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Can you explain once again that happiness and excitement, please?
Yeah. You know, you are in department and you do something, like your regular work, you do. And your boss comes to you and your boss says that, you are the only employee, the best employee in the university. That is excitement. Right? It's temporary. It's temporary. Excitement is always depend on either physical facility, sensation, or appreciation from the other. So the source of excitement is external. And you cannot continue this excitement. Can you continue any excitement? For that matter, anger is also an excitement. Anger is not the state of harmony within. Can you continue to be angry?
No.
You try. Do this experiment. Try to be angry continuously for the whole day. What will happen? You cannot. That is the reason, if you are angry in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, you want to come out of that place. You want to come out of, from that situation because that is not naturally acceptable to you. But if you are in harmony, you want to continue the harmony or not? So something which I want to continue and the continuity is possible, that is happiness, rest all is excitement. And now we can check how many times we are in the state of excitement and how many times we are happy. So mostly we are excited and we consider that excitement to be the state of happiness. Right? So both these things are required. This is also required, this is also required. But out of these two, this one is the temporary need and this is the continuous need. Correct? I come from the place. This place is renamed as Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar now. Previously, it was called Aurangabad, the state of Maharashtra. Place is famous for the caves, Ajanta Ellora. You must have heard about these places, Ajanta and Ellora. You know, you come to see Ajanta and Ellora, and please be my guest. Come to my home. Come for minimum 4 days. All those 4 days, after every 1 hour, me and my family will keep giving you lot of delicious food, well garnished food after every 1 hour. But then every time whenever we serve the food, we will say, have it, you must not be getting in Chennai. Will it do? Will it do? Beautiful food, delicious food, well garnished food. But only, while serving, you must not be getting, have it. We'll push the plate. Will it work? Let's take this another example. For all the 4 days, me and my family member will behave very properly with lot of affection, with trust and respect, but we will not ask even for the glass of water. Will it do? So the food is also required and the respect is also required. Both these things are required. And normally in our family, we keep focusing only on the serving food. What we think that if I'm preparing good food for my children, that's enough. What do you think? Your children needs only food or your children also needs respect? Out of these two, the need of the respect is the continuous need of your child. The need of the respect is the continuous need of your spouse. Food is required only 3 or 4 times. But where do we focus us more? Putting child in the most expensive school is enough, or that feeling of trust is also required? So this is also required, and this is also required. Both these are the requirement of human being. Out of these two, the need of the self is continuous and the need of the body is temporary. Many times we have problems with other people. Many times we have complaints with other people. We keep complaining that I have done so many things for the other. But the other is not having gratitude. He is thankless. Agreed. Start listing down what you have done for the others. What you will be listing there? Every day I take other to the coffee. I give party to the other. I take others to watch the film. I give clothes. I have given money. All that what you have given to the others, what you have did for the others, what you are doing for the others, most of these things are the needs of the body. You are fulfilling the need of the body of the other. What about fulfilling the need of the self of the other? I'm coming to, like, many times what happens, when we go to the wedding, we go with big gifts. But the person, the family, have a wedding and we are going there, we are giving a gift, but do we also have that feeling of relationship with that family? What this gift, how much time is required to exchange the gift? Few seconds, right? And now, you have to take a photograph. So photograph in the camera, photograph in the cell phone. So it may take like 1 minute now. But that gift is gestures only for the 1 minute. But whether you are going to enjoy that wedding or whether the other family is going to enjoy that wedding, it all depends on the feeling of relationship you have for the others, and the others have this feeling of relationship for you. So are you able to see that this need is continuous? That's the reason this becomes priority number 1 and priority number 2. So right understanding and relationship. Right understanding relationship with physical facilities. This is the set priority order. Right? Any question? Okay. Now this need of body, this gets fulfilled by physiochemical things.
Sir, I am Justin. So I would like to know the difference between happiness and excitement in expression. Because we know you are telling when we get appreciation or anything that is excitement, then how to identify happiness or harmony in expression?
Yeah. See, all this screaming, shouting, yelling, all this is an expression of excitement. Correct? When you are in state of harmony within, you always express it harmoniously. Correct? You can start observing your own feelings. You can start observing your own behavior. When you became excited, your tone remains same or it increases. Right? I'm here, I'm talking to you. There's a microphone. So I know that how much the volume is required to get communicated to you. That's it. I don't have to raise my voice. The moment you get excited, whether it's positively or negatively, you will find that one thing, your voice raises. Okay? Number 2, your body starts shivering. Right? Your blood pressure increases. Whether you are more excited or less excited. In the state of depression also and in the state of excitement also. When you become angry, your face tone changes. Similarly, when you become more excited, your face tone changes. These are the things, we need to observe. And all these things, this excitement, this is happening in the self or this is happening in the body? Who is getting excited? Body. Who is getting excited, the self or the body? Body. Start observing these things now. Who is feeling low? The self? Yeah, who feels high? Who feels elevated? Who feels happy? Who feels unhappy? The self or the body? Can this has got any understanding? No, sir. Can this understand? No. Material has no potential of understanding. Body doesn't understand anything. The body is a material. It's the self who understands. It's a self who feels. Right? It's a self who feels. Who is the doer? Doer, which means the one who takes the decision. Self or body? Who is the doer? Self or the body? Right? See, what is the meaning of doer? Doer, which means the one who takes the decision. So who takes the decision? The self or body? Self. Right? How do you know that the body is there? The body is there or not? Yeah. How do you know that your body is there? Yeah, what sort of action? Yeah, but how do you know the body is there? You feel, right? What do you feel? You feel the sensations, right? If you feel the sensation, the body is there. If you don't feel the sensation, the body is not there. Correct? Do you feel the sensation every moment? Yes. Or only sometimes? Or only when you pay the attention? A very simple example, right? Very simple thing to understand. Do you get the sensation of hunger? How many of you are able to understand the sensation of hunger, that your body is hungry now? Very good. That is how you take the decision of eating food, right? If you feel the sensation of hunger, you will not take the decision to eat the food. Okay. How many of you, whenever the sensation of hunger comes, take the decision and eat the food? How many of you? Like the body is hungry and you immediately take the decision and you eat the food. How many of you? Right. How many of you take the decision of not eating the food and you don't eat the food, even the body is hungry? I'll tell you a very simple thing what you do, right? Many times you decide not to eat the food, particularly when you are observing fast. And that fasting is like 1 day tradition in India, sometimes 9 days, sometimes 1 month. 1 month. The sensation of hunger is coming continuously from your body, but you take the decision of not paying attention on the sensation. When you take the decision of not paying attention on the sensation, you don't feel hungry. Correct? You don't feel hungry. You know, you're walking in the hot sun. If you are paying attention, you will feel the sun. But if you don't pay the attention, then you don't feel the heat. It doesn't mean that the sensation is not there in the body. The body has got these sensory organs. The sensations are always there in the body. But then who takes the decision to read the sensation or not to read the sensation is the self. The consciousness. Right? So the material has got no understanding. It's the consciousness who read the sensation or who doesn't read the sensation. And after reading the sensation, take the decisions. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. See, I'll just give you a small input. Every cell and the organs of the body has got definite functions or not? Yes. Is there any indefiniteness in the body? No. Right? Is there any indefiniteness in the body? No. I'll give you a very simple example. Let us say you are walking on the street and then get into fight with someone. Right? This other person says something to you, a very harsh word, and you feel disrespected. Correct? Who is feeling disrespected? The self. Then you search your vocabulary and try to get more harsh word, and you express that harsh word. Then the other person is feeling disrespected, and now you start using abusive words, right? Now you are also using the abusive words, but at one point of time you take the decision. Now this exchange of word is enough. What is required? He said that this is required, right? So who is taking decision that this is required? Self, right? This is required. See, that person is standing here, okay? Just let us say half a feet from you. Now look at how macro and micro level decision the self takes. Raising the hand, having that particular angle, that particular part of his body, you want to hit here, you want to hit here, all these things you are doing, the self is doing. And the self has given this, instructions to the body. Your hand is being raised, you are just about to slap him, and that moment you find that there are 50 people who are supporters of that fellow are rushing and coming towards you. What you will do? Will you hit that person? Brain has definite functions. The body has got definite functions, but the self has got assumptions. So just a few seconds ago, you have assumed that you can hit. And just in a fraction of a second, your assumption has changed that 50 people can make you a kima. So immediately, you have changed your decision. Right? Observing this thing, when we take decisions, whether the decisions are definite, decisions are indefinite, whether the decisions are being taken by brain or by self, or the self is the one who gives instructions to the brain. We'll unfold all these things in detail. The need of the body is physical facility. This gets fulfilled by physiochemical thing. The need of the self gets fulfilled by right understanding and right feelings. So what is required to fulfill the need of the body? Physical facility. What is required to fulfill the need of the self? Right understanding and right feeling. This is the main role of education, to help in the development of right understanding and right feeling, because in education institutions, we are working on the self of the students, not on the body of the students. So this is the main, role of an educational institutes. So the continuous need of the self gets fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. The temporary need gets fulfilled by physiochemical things. Which of these two is available in the market? The need of the body is available in the market, or need of the self is available in the market? So you need money for self or body? Body. So you need money to fulfill the temporary and the limited needs of the body. So what do you think, that the need of the money is limited or unlimited? Limited. I'm not going to suggest university to but this is how we can understand. Otherwise, what is the confusion? The confusion is that we keep fulfilling the need of the self by fulfilling the need of the body. So one thing is that it never gets fulfilled, and then that dryness always remains, that emptiness always remains. So buying clothes after one after another, but still that unhappiness remains. That crunch of respect remains. Why it remains? Because this need is different and this need is different. Let us look into the activity of the self and the body. The activity of the body is like eating, walking, talking. Can you do any activity of the body continuously? Right? How about this activity of the self? Desire, thoughts and expectations. This is continuous or only sometime? Are you busy thinking some or other thing every moment? The thoughts are going on in you continuously or only sometimes? Continuously. There is possibility that the thoughts may be organized, may be disorganized, may be harmonious, may be creating contradiction. But all these three things together is called imagination. So the imagination which is going on you is continuous or sometime? Are you thinking now? Yes. Okay. Are you able to see that what you are thinking? Yes. If I ask you to write down what are you thinking, will you be able to write it on the piece of paper? Very good. So the thoughts are going on in you. I can observe my thoughts, and I can see my thoughts are naturally acceptable to me or they are not naturally acceptable to me. Correct? The thoughts which are going on in you, who has taken decision to have those particular thoughts? It's your decision. So with the decision, you are having this depression, the thoughts of depression within you. You have taken decision to have the thoughts of opposition in you. The only thing is that you are not aware of it. But now we can be aware of our thought and we can evaluate our thought whether the thoughts are naturally acceptable or not naturally acceptable. If the thoughts are not naturally acceptable, then we can work on ourselves and we can bring that naturally acceptable thought. This is possible or this is not possible. So is it possible to live in the continuous state of harmony? And there is no dependency for this. Correct? But are you aware of yourself? 8 hours a day, you are aware of yourself. Okay, if it is difficult to count in a day, then how many minutes in an hour are you aware of yourself? Okay, let us try to see in a minute. How many seconds you are aware of your understanding, you are aware of your feelings, you are aware of your thoughts? How many seconds in a minute? 30 seconds. Okay, so 30 seconds you are aware, 30 seconds you are not aware. Which means half of the time you are aware, half of the time you are not aware. Right? When you are not aware what is happening within you, what sort of thoughts are going on in you, feelings you have in you, there is possibility that some of those thoughts which are not harmonious may get expressed. You know, many times the people say that I didn't want it to get angry. Is it possible? That you didn't want it to get angry and you got angry. Is it possible? I didn't want it to say this. Is it possible? You wanted to say, that's the reason you said it. You wanted to get angry, that's the reason you got angry. The only thing is that you were not aware when the anger, the feeling of anger was going in you. You were not aware when such sort of thoughts were going in you. Because we are taking the rough estimation, 50% of the time I am not aware of myself. 50% of the time I am aware of myself. When I am not aware of myself, am I able to listen to the others? Right? So some of you must be thinking that since yesterday, few things are written on the board and those things are still written on the board. You know, the one slide is there and this one slide is there for 50 minutes, for half an hour. Because I know that many of you, most of you, I would say each of you, do the takeoff from this hall. Right? You are taking off from this hall, your body remains seated here, but the self takes off, go here and there, and then come back. So I'm making sure that whenever you are landing back in the hall, your landing should be very safe. So, you know, I don't rub the things, I keep it here. I keep it, you know, on the same thing. If I'm not able to be aware of myself, which means I'm not able to aware of my feelings, I'm not able to aware of my thoughts, what do you think? This is the same condition of others or not? I am also not aware of myself. The other is also not aware of himself or herself. Now both unaware people are living together. The chances of accidents are there or not? It's a simple thing, right? Then why do you make a big issue when the accident takes place? Neither I am aware nor the other is aware. So what is then important? I need to develop that awareness in me. So if I start observing my feeling, if I start observing my thoughts, then only I'll be able to see that my thoughts and feelings are naturally acceptable to me or it's not naturally acceptable to me. If your thoughts are not naturally acceptable to you, evaluate your thoughts with the natural acceptance and try to bring it to the natural acceptance. The important thing is that whatever the thoughts and whatever the feelings you are going through, you have taken decision for that. Now look at what sort of decisions you have taken, what sort of thoughts, if you start observing it, then you will find that lots of thoughts, lots of decisions are being taken just with an acceptance. Either the peer pressure, preconditioning, sensations, influence, and not with the natural acceptance. So the imagination which is guided with the natural acceptance, that is the state of happiness. Rest all is unhappiness. Okay? So one exercise from this moment, we need to do every moment. What that exercise is? Try to be aware of yourself. Try to be aware of your understanding. Try to be aware of your feelings. Try to be aware of your thoughts. This is one exercise. The step number 1 of this exercise, try to be aware of yourself. Then in the next sessions, we will unfold this exercise, what to do with this. So the first thing is try to be aware of your exercise. Let us look into the response. The material, the body is recognizing and fulfilling. See, this is a marker. Right? Is this material or consciousness? The body is material or consciousness? Material. See, one material recognizes the other material. This material is pushing this button. The moment this button gets pushed, the light is blinking. So what is happening? Only recognizing and fulfilling is taking place. And this is definite. If you push the button, the same thing will happen or different thing will happen? Same thing will happen. Correct? So the response of the material is very definite, and the response of the material is limited to only recognizing and fulfilling. Okay? Now look into the response of the consciousness, the response of the self. The same example. I keep this marker here. Okay? And then if I ask some of you, please come and push the button. I'm asking you. Please come and push the button. Yeah. What's happened? But what happens to the consciousness? Only he has come. Right? Others have assumed that somebody else will go. Are you able to see how, the way we assume, we recognize, and then we fulfill. So the behavior of the human being depends on their assumption. The way you assume, you recognize this. Recognizing is basically recognizing the relationship. The way you recognize, you fulfill the relationship. In the college, you go in the morning and you assume that he is my good friend. Correct? 10 o'clock, you go to this person and you say that let's go to the coffee. Why? Because you have assumed that he is your good friend. You come after the coffee and at 11 o'clock there is a meeting. And in the meeting, the same fellow, he shares a different opinion than you. And that meeting only, you start assuming that he is not a good person. Because he is opposing my opinion. And then at 4 o'clock, you want to go for the coffee, but now you will not look at this person. If these things are happening or not happening. The moment you assume that the other is good, your recognition and the fulfillment is different. But the moment you assume that the other is not good, your recognition and fulfillment completely changes. This leads to indefinite behavior. Sometimes you behave in one way, sometimes you behave in other way. This indefiniteness is there in the consciousness, but when you look into the material, there is always definiteness. So are you able to see that your recognitions and fulfillment depends on your own assumptions? Now, if these assumptions are not guided by natural acceptance, then will you be in harmony or disharmony? Disharmony. And your behavior will also be disharmonious. So the human consciousness has got the potential of knowing, which means understanding. What is the meaning of knowing? I know something, which means I have understood it. Yesterday there was a question in one of the group that we understand all these things, but then when it comes to the living, there is the issue. Okay? What is the meaning of knowing? Is understanding. Okay. I'm just giving an example, right? I'm just giving an example. Where is Dr. Anthony? Yeah, he's here. Just an example. Okay? He is Dr. Anthony from Mathematics Department, live in X colony of Chennai. Are you knowing him or recognizing him? This is recognition. This is not knowing. This is recognition. The knowing part is always definite, always same, right? He is Dr. Anthony, the coexistence of self and body. This is knowing or recognizing? Knowing, because this is not going to change, right? Today he is in Department of Mathematics. There is possibility that tomorrow he may change the department. Tomorrow he may change the city, right? So what we say I know him is basically we try to say I recognize him with his age, with his gender, with his qualification, with his physical facility, with his experiences, etc., etc. So this is all recognition. And that recognition also changes with an assumption. But this knowing part, it always remains same. So knowing, which means understanding. If I understood that this is the exit, will I try the window? Why? If I know this is the exit, will I take window? Why? Because I understand, right? Because I understand. What is the meaning of understanding? Understanding, which means living with it. If I am able to live with it, which means I have understood. If I am not able to live with it, which means I am in a process of understanding. So there is a difference between understanding and having information. What is the meaning of having information? I have some information, I can share my information, I can talk, I can take lecture, I can write books, right? I can make my podcast. What is the meaning of understanding? I am living with it. If I am able to live with it, which means I have understood. If I'm not able to live with it, which means I am processing it. I'm in the process. So now you tell me, have we understood the concept of UHV, or have we trying to understand the concept of UHV? So we all are trying to understand. Similarly, the others who are not in this hall, they are also trying to understand. So I have also not understood, the other are also not understood. There are always chances of accidents. Right? Am I hitting the other deliberately, intentionally, or it's happening because I have not understood? Right? It's happening. Why it is happening? Because I am in a process of understanding. It's the same case with others. It's happening with others also because the others also have not understood it completely. But they are also in the process of understanding. Okay? So this is happiness, right? The exit, the entrance. And what this happiness is? To be in a state of harmony. But because I have not understood, I keep taking the window. Physical facility is one of the window. Sensation is other window. Like expecting favorable feelings from the other is also window. And I keep trying to go through the window. And it is not possible. But still I am trying. Why I am trying? Because I have not understood yet that the happiness is not depend on other or external things, but the happiness is being in the state of harmony with it. When I understood it, when I understand, then my source of happiness will not be outside, but I would always depend on my own natural acceptance. Correct? So we all are in the process of understanding. So when we are processing this information, when we are exploring this information, there is always chances of having fluctuations in our feelings. Does your feelings remain constant every moment, or it fluctuates? Right? Is there anyone sitting in this hall, the feelings are always constant and continuous, no fluctuation at all? It's the same case with the people who are not sitting in this hall. It's the same case with the people. My own feelings are not being able to have the constant in me. There's a fluctuation. It's the same case with the people who are not attending this workshop. Correct? So is there any difference between me and the other? Look at this. If I say this is my diagram, and I ask you to draw your own diagram, your own diagram will be same or different? What difference will be? This is my need. This is how my needs get fulfilled. These are my activities. These are my responses. This is me, the coexistence of material and consciousness. You draw your diagram as a human being. This diagram will be same or different? What different? Yeah, that potential of knowing is there. And I also have potential of knowing.